Hey guys, I'm Scarlett from Miss Money and welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm telling you why I just bought 1,000 more shares of AMC as I've changed my price prediction because of some recent bullish news. You won't want to miss it. And real quick, smash the like button and the subscribe button and join our mighty group here of winners. And let's dive in. Some very interesting news was just released about theaters in Tinseltown. The LA County Public Health Department confirmed on Thursday the news announced by Governor Gavin Newsom on Wednesday that movie theaters can open indoors at 25% capacity, with reserved seating only where each group is seated with at least 6 feet of distance in all directions between any other groups. This is very exciting news. And in a city where AMCs are incredibly popular, I hope we'll see some bounce back. Los Angelinos, get ready.
You know, of course, the primary story that there's been regarding the movie industry and everything for the past year and a bit, Rob, is obviously the pandemic and all that kind of stuff. And movies being delayed, some movies being canceled altogether. But of course, the biggest impact and footprint when it comes to the industry has been the theater industry. Movie theaters have been closed for a long time. They started reopening back up in certain places around the country. But of course, they weren't reopened in places like New York and Los Angeles, the two biggest markets. These two cities, Rob, these two cities alone account for almost 20% of the annual box office in the United States. Two cities by themselves make up nearly, I think that the number is closer to 18%. And Los Angeles alone accounts for 10%. LA accounted for 10% of the 2019 box office. These are crazy numbers. So really, with those types of numbers gone, like the movie theaters and all in limited capacity, they've, for the most part, been just kind of shut down. Of course, a little while ago, we found out that New York was opening back up again. They are going to be opening their theaters. And now it sounds like Los Angeles may not be far behind. I've been keeping my fingers crossed, Rob, that by the time Godzilla vs. Kong comes out, I might actually not have to drive to Vegas to go see it. I might actually be able to see it here. There are reports now saying that by March 19th, just 9 days from now, the single biggest movie-going market in the country may be reopened. Now, this comes to us from the Hollywood Reporter. Let me read a little bit of it at length here because I think it's important. Because, again, if 10 full percent, the biggest market opens, this could mean a lot of things going wide. It says this: Los Angeles movie theaters may be only days away from reopening, albeit with a host of safety protocols, including 25% capacity and no more than 100 people in any auditorium. I fully support that.
And the other day, Biden urged states to make vaccines available to every adult by May 1st. I believe it'll only be a matter of time until theaters are fully open. I think by summer, actually. Recently, AMC reached above that $10 mark. It was just the other week where we saw share prices consolidating between $8 and $9. It'll only be a matter of time before we hit $20, and later on, I'll reveal my new price prediction point. AMC expects the distribution of vaccines in the US and the blockbuster movie titles scheduled to be released in the coming months to boost sales this year. In fact, the chain announced, "Our focus is no longer on survival, but now has turned instead to directing a surge in movie-going and on the recovery of AMC." AMC said it expects its sales to be boosted in the coming months as films such as Black Widow, Top Gun Maverick, F9, and Godzilla vs. Kong hit its screens. About 90% of the company's US theaters are now open. This week, AMC reported a net loss for the fourth quarter that widened from last year as revenues fell almost 89%. Honestly, that was to be expected, as I've said in my other videos. As with many industries, AMC and other movie chains were impacted by the closure of theaters amid the pandemic. However, the accelerated rollout of vaccines is expected to enable the cinema chain to reopen all of its theaters and help boost revenues. It might not happen as quickly as we would like, but I do think we'll see some robust turnaround. On Thursday, approximately 1 year since the pandemic shut down much of the country, shares of AMC Entertainment climbed over 3% on the back of its fourth quarter and full year 2020 earnings release. AMC CEO Adam Aron said that 2020 presented the company with the most challenging market conditions in the company's more than 100-year history. Despite this, the company took swift and decisive actions to ensure the company's survival. Aaron added that over 8 million US and international patrons confidently returned to an AMC theater, thanks in part to the company's AMC Safe and Clean protocols. As of December 2020, the movie chain operated 394 domestic theaters with capacity of between 20 and 40%, representing approximately 2/3 of domestic theaters and same theater revenue. The company's earnings release comes a few days after several U.S. states reopened businesses and lift mask mandates despite warnings from White House Chief Medical Advisor. Shares of AMC traded around $10.23, up approximately 3.86% from Wednesday's close of $9.85. AMC shares rallied a quick 10% at the open of trading on March 11. Of course, this comes a day after their reported earnings. AMC's top line came in at $162.5 million during the fourth quarter of 2020, down from $1.4 billion in the same period of the previous year. That's a huge 89% decline. Not that we weren't expecting something as drastic, but still. The adjusted loss for the quarter, meanwhile, was $3.15 per share, down from a profit of 35 cents in the prior year. Investors continue to be optimistic regardless. One reason for the positive mood at the start of trading was that AMC Entertainment's loss was a penny less than what analysts had been expecting. Additionally, AMC's revenue was about $20 million higher than the $142.4 million Wall Street was expecting. I was pretty happy that AMC beat those expectations, and a price bump makes sense because other shareholders were probably happy as well. During AMC's fourth quarter 2020 earnings conference call, management also noted that it was no longer in survival mode, thanks partly to the cash it was able to raise over the past year. That was likely the really exciting news, suggesting that AMC can now just focus on its business and the turnaround as vaccines become more available. Obviously, yes, AMC's actual performance was pretty awful this past year, and there was really nothing they could do about it. They couldn't stop a pandemic. Vaccines will help to get people comfortable and going back to the movies. And I truly believe this. I can't wait to get my vaccine and rush to the theaters. But how quickly that happens is still an unanswerable question. It really is all up in the air. I've mentioned this before, but we'll have to see how the public reacts to the theaters reopening. Will they prefer to stay home and watch video releases on demand? I think when it comes to the big blockbusters, that won't be the case, as going to the movies is that experience that being home really can't replicate. So what's my new price prediction? Well, with the recent news about LA theaters reopening and the vaccine speed, I think we can easily reach $30 in the near future. I'm still bullish about $100 per share in the longer term, especially as we have people rally around this stock and people flooding to the theaters as things open up around the country. So hang in there, guys. Maybe add some more shares like I did. And thanks for watching. I'm Scarlett from Miss Money, and let's invest and get rich together.